We're in Timbavati and something's walking across. There's a kudu over there. Let me see if I can show you. Hang on a second. Okay, I think we've missed the kudu, just walked across the road, but there is something walking in the road over there. Looks like an impala. It is a bit far, sorry about that, but there was one kudu that crossed the road. If there's one, there's more, so let's see what happens. Anyway, that's how it works. You see things and it's within a second it's gone. So, getting back to it. We're in Timbavati, one of my most favorite reserves in Africa. Timbavati borders the Kruger National Park. I'm lucky enough to have friends, Etienne, who you'll meet in the show. They own this farm over here in Timbavati. It's a privately owned piece of land in a nature reserve. On this side is the Kruger National Park. So this road is the boundary road to the Kruger National Park and Timbavati. There's no fences. They dropped the fences many years ago, and the animals can roam freely between Etienne's farm and the Kruger National Park over here. What I love most about the ability to come through to this privately owned farm is that we have the grace, obviously, within limits. I'm standing outside of my vehicle. I don't suggest that you get out of your vehicle when traveling through these reserves in Africa. We have grown up over here. We know the bush, we understand the bush, and we respect the bush. Getting out of your vehicle is not recommended unless you're with a guide or you understand what's happening around you. So I'm lucky enough to be over here. This trip, however, the 10-day trip or the 15-day trip that we're talking about, where you can get into South Africa, pick up a fully equipped vehicle and tour through the eastern part of South Africa, hitting the Kruger National Park or hitting Londolozi, Sabi Sabi, Timbavati, the private game lodges, spending a couple of days here before heading to the beautiful coast of Mozambique. The choices are endless, and I suppose it's up to you and your budget. Now, for us, we're wanting to spend as much time camping, and hence the reason why we've got a fully equipped overlander. Now, you might want to camp for a couple of nights and then be pampered in the 5-star resorts, or go into the Kruger National Park and camp throughout the park, starting down close to Malalan or Timati, and then working your way up the Kruger National Park, where we will be crossing into Mozambique. So conveniently enough, for people like us that like to get out there, driving the dusty roads, driving and exploring, there is a border post right there. So we'll get to that. Right now, I wanted to discuss the vehicle. And so far, I'll tell you what, absolutely fantastic. These guys do a great job in maintaining their vehicles. I haven't had one solitary single issue with the vehicle so far. I will do an in-depth review of what I think about the vehicle when we're done with the end. But as a rental vehicle, you would expect it to have niggly little issues here and there because, quite frankly, people don't look after rental vehicles. I've already fallen in love with Springbok, and I think this is what happens. I think that love affair that we have with our vehicles, the reason why we do this, the reason why we spend so much time tinkering with these vehicles to be able to take us to beautiful spots like this, is our respect for our mode of transport, and our livelihood depends on the vehicle of your choice. And I think this is where it's different in a rental industry. For this type of vehicle, is the person gets it and starts falling in love, and this love affair starts pretty early. So The sun is just peeking out over here, and I want to get some absolute beauty shots of the African sunrise. Isn't that just spectacular? What's for breakfast?
Making mushies, mushrooms, tomato, some sausages, bacon, all good stuff. Get the system going. Put it there where it's hot.
We have the sun going down behind us over here right now. So it's just about to say cheerio. Standing around in the bush at this point in time is probably not the best thing. This is when all our animals start hunting, but I'll keep my eyes, I'll try and stay as vigilant as I can. But I thought the sunset would be perfect for us to film this. Tonight we're staying at Etienne's place. What they've got over here on the farm is extremely rustic. No electricity. You've got to walk down to the dam to get the pump going. No mobile coverage, no nothing. Absolutely rustic. It's just as well as I'm camping in my vehicle. Tomorrow night, we're camping wild in the vehicle, as well as meeting up with Martin, who is going to take us on a safari drive, educate us about the bush, and speak about the anti-poaching unit, so on and so forth. Bushveld where I am today, bushveld where I am tomorrow, and the next day, and then moving to the most pristine beaches probably in the world. It's a fusion of both parts of where you would like to spend a vacation. You want to have an island destination, great, you're going to have an island destination. You want to come and see a safari in the bush, if you're renting a vehicle like this, of course you want to be camping, you want to be in the bush, you want to see elephants walking past us. And I'm in the bush right now. I can't just press play and say, hey, Mr. Lion, please cue, or Mr. Elephant, please come past right now. It's not going to happen. You see what you see what you don't see. Wildlife photography is the most difficult thing in the world. We've seen a couple of animals today, but by the time you get the camera out, unfortunately, they're gone. I hope as this trip goes on that I can show some wildlife. I take my hats off to the boys from National Geographic and what they do and how many hours they spend to get that perfect footage that we're so used to. The crocodile jumping out of the water, the wildebeest crossing the rivers, so on and so forth. It's impossible to get that. You have that with your eyes and your brain. To get it on camera, you're very lucky. You have to spend months and months in the bush to be able to get that footage that we're so used to seeing on Nat Geo or Discovery. So we'll catch you in the morning, get the sunrise once again. The most beautiful part of Africa is obviously sunrise and sunset, and we'll take it from there.